Well, you guys, this is a story time that I'm going to tell you some things that happened to me in my household. Now, if you guys don't believe in the paranormal or ghost or paranormal activity, stuff like that, then this video is not for you. Okay? Now, my stories that I've had, there's so many. Oh my goodness. One of my stories is when I was younger. I was probably in my younger teens, like 11, 12, 13. And I was sitting at our pool table, and I kind of used it like a little drawing table thing. And at that time, I, didn't really care what it was. I just used it to draw on my sketchbook. I was listening to the radio. That was one of my things. I danced to the radio and stuff like that, and listened to it when I was drawing. I had a feeling that I was being watched, and I get these feelings a lot now. I mean, a lot. And I turn my head and I look on the ground, and there's this figure, like a cast shadow, and it was a head, then shoulders, and then like the outside line of a body. Now, I looked at it. It didn't move. I thought it was like my dad trying to scare me or something, like he always does. He's a goof. Turn around to look the other way, and no one was there. And then when I turned back, it was gone. So that was one of my ghost stories there. The next one is when my mother told me to go downstairs to get her something. That was one of her notorious things that she liked me to do. So I'm walking downstairs. I'm not thinking of nothing. My head was blank. It was cleared. It was nothing. To the second to the last step, I look straight toward the pool table, and I see a figure standing. Now, get this. When this figure was standing there, we had like cabinets ready to be put in an art room, my mother's art room, for storage, like little storage unit for like art stuff and all this stuff, like anything that we can store anything in, whatever. They were all sitting in front of this, next to the pool table, in front of the TV where it was standing at, and I could see through it. I can see through and see the shelving of the shelf that it was next to. Now, as I'm seeing this, my foot finally takes the last step, and it runs toward the wall. There's nothing there. There's no doorway there. There's nothing. So I'm like, okay. So I continue what I was supposed to be doing. I didn't think nothing of it. It didn't click in my head yet. And as I'm coming up the stairs, I say to myself, did I just really see what I just saw? Yeah, I think I did. I really think I seen what I just saw. And I get upstairs and I tell them, and they're looking at me like I have like 5 heads. So then I'm like, really? Really? Okay, fine. So that was the end of that one. My next one was when my brother moved back in the house and was staying there, because he said that he was protecting me and stuff like that. but I was more like protecting him because he's my brother. He's a guy. Me and my brother hate squeaky toys. We hate them. We hate the sound of them. They are annoying, especially when they go. I can't even make the sound. But I don't have any of them. I don't like them. I hate them. I don't even have any of them. So I'm laying in my bed. We get done talking, and the sound of a squeaky toy was made right next to me when I'm laying in my bed. None of them have no squeaky toys in my household. None whatsoever. We don't even have pets that have squeaky toys. And if we did have pets, we still wouldn't give them squeaky toys because they are annoying. So we had none of them. So I'm calling Brant, my brother. I'm calling for him. I'm like, dude, bruh, come here. Like, did your phone just go off? Because his phone has, like, Yoshi sounds, like, all crazy sounds for, like, notifications and stuff like that. He says, no, I hate the sound. So I'm like, okay. Well, I let it go, and I went to bed. That was the end of that one. Now, this one was really, really freaky. First time that I've ever heard this throughout my whole entire household. My brother and his girlfriend that he was with, and she had a baby. So they were all downstairs. That's where they slept at, and I was upstairs. Now, it was a Friday, and excuse me, it's kind of late. I'm sorry. And my favorite show for Fridays and Saturday nights were Ghost Adventures. Was that Bagans, Aaron Groff, and Aaron Goodwin, I believe. I think I messed up on Nick's name, but I'm not quite sure. But it was Zach, Nick, and Aaron. I know that for sure. I was watching them in one of their episodes, and I kind of like, you know, when you're watching something scary, you don't understand it, you kind of have like that feeling like you're scared. And I think when I'm watching them, I think that's when they like to come out and mess with my head. And the whole story is that we're supposed to have a little girl in the house. So I'm like, well, if we have a little girl in the house and that's it, then why am I seeing male figures? But anyway, the way that my couch was set up, and I have peripheral vision, when I was watching the TV, I'm able to see what comes up from downstairs. Well, I was watching the show, and I hear footsteps coming up from the downstairs, through my dining room, and through my kitchen, all the way to the back of the hallway, where my room and my parents' bedroom is. Well, I'm hearing the footstep, right? So I'm calling out for my brother, and he's not answering. And I'm hearing noises. Noises coming from back of the hallway. So I'm like, okay, well, he's probably just in my room getting something that he shouldn't be getting, or something like that. Well, the noises kept being made. So I finally get up, go downstairs, see where he's at, or if he's just being a dick and not answering me. No, I get downstairs, his girlfriend and the baby are playing on the bed, and he's in the shower downstairs. He's in the shower downstairs. Next thing I know, I'm hearing myself say, holy shit. Holy shit. Because I just experienced something or someone moving upstairs for the first time ever and letting me know that they're here. So later on, I go back down and sit down and watch my shows. Nothing was being moved, nothing was being made, like no sounds, nothing. So they finally realized that I noticed it, so I wanted to stop. Then his girlfriend came up, brought the baby with her, and went to give him a bath. So She gets the bath ready. She's getting the tub ready. And I'm telling her what I just experienced. When she gets ready for the baby, she usually asks me to, usually asks me to stay with the, sit with the baby. Sit with the baby. And, yeah, so he didn't cry or anything while he was sitting there or laying there, because he was listening to us talk, so he thought that we were talking to him. So he's staring up at me, he looks up to his mom, and a sound was being made. And at that point, she was bent over to, she's playing with the water to get to the nice temperature that she likes for her son. While she's doing this, I tell her, and I stop in mid-sentence, and we both hear the same noise in my room from the outside of the room. She stops, she gets up, and she looks at me. She turns around herself and looks at me, and said, yeah, that just happened. Now, but after I opened that door, her son started crying hysterically. I heard one of her hands on his chest, and his heart, she said his heart is beating so fast, and he's crying like crazy. And he's never done that before. Never. Okay? Now, like 2 months ago, it could be my eyes messing with me again, because sometimes that happens. You always have to try to debunk on how things occur in your household. And it could have been, I don't know. I absolutely don't know. I'm laying on the couch, getting ready to go to bed, because I haven't put my bed downstairs yet. Apparently, my new bedroom is downstairs. Okay, we have a refrigerator downstairs. And, I saw, like, a black mass thing move around that refrigerator. It didn't freak me out. I said, okay, that was different. So, this is my ghost stories. This is what I've noticed by myself. Now, his girlfriend told me that she has been woken up in the middle of the night and hearing footsteps run around the refrigerator downstairs. Because it's concrete, and if it's barefooted, you can hear like the skin smacking against the concrete. And today, before I left to go eat with my friend, I was getting a shower. Okay? And I felt two presents. I felt a dangerous present, and I felt a concerned present at the same time. It was a mix. I couldn't figure it out. But something kept leading me toward right in front of the shower. And then the other present was leading me toward the same area that ghost ran into the wall. The same area. I felt it. I felt them both staring at me. And if I think about it, if this feeling over near that wall was staring at me and wanted to do harm, because that's what it felt like. He wanted to do something, or she, whatever. And then this other present felt concerned, and she stayed there. She stayed the whole entire time I was taking a shower. The whole entire time. So I couldn't figure it out. So I get out of my shower, I get dried off, get upstairs, and get dressed. I left downstairs. I left it. And the feeling was gone. The feeling was gone. So a lot of things are going on downstairs. Now, what I'm thinking is at that wall because there's nothing there. And I'm trying to look up history of my house. And then the land. I'm trying to find out what the history was. And I can't think of anything why a ghost would run right into a wall, into a ground. I can't figure it out. So I automatically think that has to be some kind of a portal or something that opens and closes. It has to be. It has to be, because when I walked down there, he ran pretty quick. And I followed him running toward it the whole entire time I was standing there. So then I'm like, okay. So I'm like, ding. It has to be. It has to be that. I just can't figure it out. So I just don't know what to do. But my mission is to go to a library and look up this history of this house. And I'll let you know more about what's happened on that on my Facebook or some of my comments, all that. And it took me a while to believe. I wasn't really a skeptic. I wasn't a believer. I was like, okay, could be something. But I don't know. Now, we could have brought her or him home with us because they do attach to us in some way. So, I don't know if that happened or not, but I still want to find out what was on this land that my house is on right now. If you liked my crazy, awesome, scary ghost telling, leave a like below and subscribe and listen to some more of my crazy, stupid stories I go through in my life, because I go through so much stuff. So subscribe and share to your friends, and have a great, awesome night, and stay safe, and don't do nothing stupid. Okay? Love you. Bye.